you guys are doing, everybody? So I'm going to be doing a story time which was suggested by a friend. Check him out. I'll put his Instagram info in the description. So let's get to the story, guys. Why did I do a 60-mile hike over a heartbreak? Let's give you guys some backstory. I was in a relationship for about 4 years. Beautiful person, but things just didn't work out and we ended up splitting. So yes, obviously, as anybody else would be, I was heartbroken. I was attending a community college. I was 20 at the time. So I'm sitting in class. I was taking a film class and my film teacher had us watching Batman Begins. I don't know why. And I just had this idea, what if I do something, some kind of a climb, walk or something like Bruce Wayne does. If you're familiar with the movie, you'll know that Bruce Wayne, he climbs this large mountain so that he can find something that he's looking for because he's just like all distraught. Why don't I do what Bruce Wayne does and I'll climb up this mountain? So every December we go to Mexico to visit my grandma. And my dad, he's done this before. He was gonna do it again where he was gonna do this 60-mile religious hike. I thought, perfect timing. I'm gonna do this hike. Everybody thought, nah, he's not used to it. He's not used to walking like they are over here in Mexico. He's not gonna be able to do it. He seems like a fragile kid. And I was like, I can't wait to prove you guys wrong. But man, was I in for a surprise. It was hard, guys, very hard. So the way this walk works is my mom and my little brother were to meet us at certain points throughout this hike so they can give us food and we can drink some water, and because we weren't able to carry those things because it was too heavy. So that's how that structure was gonna work, and we were basically gonna walk from point A to point B. Morning comes, it's about 4 in the morning, and my dad wakes me up. It's time for the walk. It's pitch black. It's freezing outside. You can't see anything. We have these small flashlights. Try to not carry anything. After 60 miles, things start to get heavy. Even the smallest and lightest things get heavy. We're walking. I can hear things around me, like animals. I can see like flashes coming back from my flashlight, like if there were eyeballs watching us. And you start to wonder what's around you. Your imagination runs wild thinking, is there like some kind of monster, or is there some kind of animal that's gonna maul us to death? And in the news, they're gonna say, this American family was mauled to death by this animal. My imagination was going crazy. So we're walking, it was me and my dad and my uncle. Now it's not a straight road. Sometimes you're on the road and sometimes you're off the road. Every couple of hours, the terrain changed. It started to get really hot and it was like a desert area. And then a couple of hours later, it changed to climbing these mountains. We end up getting to a ranch where there's a dog. It seems like there's no one there. So this dog starts to follow us. And at first I figured it would turn back around, but it didn't. It kept following us for miles and miles. It felt better having that dog around for some reason. And I love dogs. So we're walking and I thought it was like a beautiful thing that the dog kept following us. Then all of a sudden, we get to this creek that we had to cross. My legs are hurting me. I can feel blisters coming on my feet, and I can feel shin splints starting to happen. We're already halfway through the day. We had to take off our boots and our socks. I thought I could just run across, but the water was so deep I knew I'd fall in, and it was freezing water. As we're walking, it literally felt like knives under my feet. It was so cold and my feet were full of blisters. Each step was so painful. I had to do it. We crossed the lake. I was so happy, but I was so miserable because I was like, I can't believe I got myself into this mess. After we crossed the creek, the dog didn't want to follow us anymore. And anyways, we start walking. All of a sudden, we get to a jungle-like area. I'm just tripping out. I was just like, what's going on? My dad had done it before multiple times. So I was like, okay, at this point I was in pain for my legs and my feet. The boots that I had wore were starting to weigh heavier and heavier. So nighttime comes, we're still walking downward. There's nothing but rocks and gravel. It's making our feet go like this. It's just killing our ankles, but we're still walking. We see the lights of this town. And I thought, oh wow, like we're almost there, we're almost done. Literally took us 3 more hours to get to the town. And I thought I was in hell. We get to the town, we find a place to sleep on the floor. My dad tells me to take off my boots and my socks so we can rub rubbing alcohol on our legs because we had no blankets or anything. It warms you up somehow. The blisters killed me. I didn't even sleep. I was in such throbbing pain from my waist down. 4 hours later, we had to get back up and continue walking. So I'm like, oh my God, I'm tired. I'm thirsty. I'm kind of hungry. So day 2 comes. So we're walking The long stretch road, I remember the day was December 21st, 2012, and I was hoping that the world was gonna end because I was so tired. And I remember telling my dad, I can't believe I did this. Nobody's really gonna know what this was like. But we kept walking. When we got to this spot, we stopped where we met my mom and my little brother, and my grandma was with us too. My grandma was like, man, you look really tore up. Stop this. You don't really have anything to prove. Why are you doing this? If I don't do it now, I'm not gonna come back and do it again. I need to finish what I started. When we got to this spot, 3 miles away from the church, this dog runs out of the bushes. I realized it was the same dog. We walked a day away from where we left it. I don't know how it made it. I took it as maybe it was like an angel or something telling me to keep pressing. So right when I was about to quit, 3 miles away from our destination, I finished the walk. And all this because I wanted to feel something more than just the heartbreak. What did I learn from this? People do drastic things when they're going through drastic times and drastic emotions. We are capable of a lot more than we think we are. If you're somebody who's going through a heartbreak right now, if you're feeling lost, confused, you're not sure why you're in the situation that you're in, sometimes we want to just do things that normally we wouldn't do just so that we can feel something different other than that heartache or pain. Take all of that energy, all of that heartache, all that pain and suffering, try your best to aim that gun towards something that's gonna benefit you later. In the long run, you'll thank yourself, even if you don't right now. Try your best. Anyways, that's my story. I want to say thank you to Devon for suggesting story time. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. Like and subscribe. Have a good one. Be safe.